that it will be a very snowy winter in Pittsburgh, and it will start early, they can, make sure that their stock is greater. Also, knowing when it might occur in the shorter term, that there's no snow this week, but next week we're going to have 3 or 4 snowy days and maybe a major snow. So then they start planning, instead of having the windshield wiper fluids in the back of the store, they may put a kiosk up near where you check out and put them and snows and ice scrapers, in on display. So somebody came into the store to buy something else, and on their way out said, "Oh yes, I'm going to need that," and that increases sales. But so we work with industry. I work with a multiple ski area management group. They had Whistler Mountain in British Columbia, one of the areas in Colorado. They had one in Snowshoe in West Virginia, some in New England and southern Canada. And we gave them a forecast in 2002 and 3 that it was going to be an extremely cold El Nino. And at that time, there was a misconception that El Ninos were warm and snowless, but we knew that since the Pacific had turned cold, that was going to change. And they used our forecast of cold and snow in the east, but warm and snowless in the west, and made decisions. In Whistler Mountain, they moved the venue for snowboarding from their lower elevation. They moved it up 1,500 meters up on a mountain higher up, and where a few rainstorms that come in were more likely to bring snow. And they were the only ski area in that part of the country that had snowboarding.
That's wild.
So, and they were able to advertise. The same thing we said that snowshoe right up to the northern parts of New England and to southern Canada would be very, very cold, that there'd be a lot of snow. And they said, well, gee, when people come to the ski areas, we don't make our money from the lift tickets. We make it from people coming into the stores. We like to, his fellow said, we like to turn them upside down and shake them and all the money out of their pockets when they get there. That's how we'll make our money. Our margins are better that way. And so they stocked up on gloves and mittens and warm hats and even extra, parkers. They had kiosks of hot coffee, more of them set up all around the ski resorts in the area. And indeed, when it turned out to be very cold and very snowy, the people came to the ski area and said, "Boy, I didn't realize it was going to be this cold. It's not this cold down in the city." And they buy an extra scarf or a sweater or gloves, warmer gloves, or and then certainly more of them are drinking hot coffee or hot cocoa, and they did very well. He said, you probably made $1 million for us with that forecast last year.
That's profound. Now, for $16.99 per month, we can be part of the subscription at weatherbell.com?
Right. And you'll get our daily blogs. And we'll spend some time talking about unusual weather that's going on and some look ahead to what's upcoming. Industry, commercial, agricultural, weather traders, energy and ag, they probably will want the more advanced commercial where we get into the nuts and bolts and the.
How much is that?
That it varies, and they'll have to go and talk to our salesperson. But there are different levels of service. It's tiered there, depending on whether they just want the weekly and a monthly. They want the daily. They want to be able to consult with Joe or myself and ask questions.
I would imagine agricultural traders would be very interested and find this very integral to their work.
It is important to their work. Some of them that believe that they can trade simply using technical behavior of the market, and indeed you can, but you usually wind up losing the first day or so of a move, because say the price of corn has been dropping, and the technical analysis that you do say it's very bearish, that it's likely to continue to drop. But we see a factor that's going to cause it to turn around and rise, and it may take a day or so before it crosses some moving average line that gives them a signal to buy, and they might miss a move of 20 or 30 cents in the commodity before they say, now we've got a buy signal. And so, but our people that use the weather will jump on that and take advantage and benefit from that initial move. They'll see it first.
So I have a tough question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you like the shorting of a stock? Do you think that that's ethical, and do you think it should be legal?
I think a lot of people have made a lot of money by shorting the market, and some of these are very large players that manipulate the market, and I'm not in favor of that behavior. The markets had a purpose. The hedging was originally designed to help a farmer hedge against the possible negative impact of weather or insects or disease on his crop, and invest some money in the market. And if things turned against them, or the global factors caused the market price to really collapse or rise, collapses when they were most concerned, obviously, that he could recover some of what he'd lose in terms of selling his crop in the market investment that he made. But now it became a speculative game for many people, and many people in the market, most people in the market, have no intention of taking delivery on soybeans or corn or natural gas or heating oil. They want to play it for a few days, make some money, and then move on to something else. And in terms of the stocks, it's the same kind of thing. That they can play if they believe that the commodity is going to rise. They play it long, but shorting is a belief that the stock price will go lower, and that you can make a lot of money from that short.
I get that the behavior of manipulating markets is not okay with you, but I guess my more clear question is, do you at this point think it's okay to be empowered to short a stock or a commodity, etc., in order to make money? I said it was a tough question.
Well, that we advise our clients when we think the market is oversold and overbought and too high, too pricey, because we think that the supply will be better, the weather is going to improve, whatever, and they take advantage of that forecast. And I mean, I think that's perfectly okay.
Are you in the market yourself?
No, we're not. We do not trade in the market ourselves.
Have you ever wanted to?
I have in the past traded a little bit, but dabbled a little bit. You need to be fully involved, and
otherwise it's gambling, right?
It's not like a 401k or IRA where you can be in a fund and just hope that in the long term, the down are overcompensated by the up years and benefit from a long-term investment. In the commodities, you almost have to be watching almost minute to minute. Even traveling for a day is a little risky because things can happen very fast.
I have a question about weatherbell.com as well. Are you planning, or is your team planning to put the different countries down and what kind of commodities are there